Hey everyone, welcome back to my series about growing a cinnamon tree as a houseplant. In part one, we unboxed this tree right over here, repotted it, talked about the right kind of soil to use, how to fertilize it, and tips about growing a cinnamon tree as a houseplant. So if you missed that video, go check out part one first and then come back to part two. But now in part two, I'm going to give you more tips about growing a cinnamon tree as a houseplant. I want to give you an update on how this tree is growing over a month later. We're going to talk about mulching and other tips, so let's garden on. Alright, so first up, I have a little bit of a confession to make. I probably should have done this from the beginning, but I'm going to be adding a watering tray. So this is basically going to protect my floors. When I water this cinnamon tree, all that water is going to drain through the soil and eventually go to my wooden floors. So adding this watering tray is going to protect my floors. Yeah, I should have probably done it in the beginning. Now this is going to be pretty heavy, so hopefully I can lift it up and get this watering tray underneath my pot. So like I said, I want to give an update on how this tree is growing over a month later. So if you see a couple leaves falling off, just like say like this one right here, don't worry, that's perfectly natural, and you should expect some of the older leaves to fall off on your cinnamon tree, because just like any other evergreen tree, the leaves are going to drop. So the older leaves are going to drop and be replaced by newer leaves. So don't worry if you see a couple leaves dropping. It's perfectly natural and you should expect it. So if you want to retain water and let your houseplants thrive, you should add a mulch. So this is a sorghum moss. I've used this for other houseplants like my money tree right here, and it does really well to retaining that water. And that's what I want to do now, because the soil in this cinnamon tree seems like it's drying out and evaporating the water pretty quickly. So I want it to retain more of that water so I don't have to worry about the plant drying out. So I'm adding this sorghum moss as a mulch for my cinnamon tree, just like I have with some of my other houseplants. So as far as watering needs for your cinnamon tree, I water my cinnamon tree about once a week, but sometimes I forget to water and it goes 2 weeks without watering. The plant won't die, but I think watering once a week will be best. Basically, you want to water until the soil is nice and saturated. So you might want to move some of the mulch and check to see if there's enough water underneath. Basically, you want the soil to be wet. And another tip too, if you want to see if it's time to water again, if the soil is dry, you should water. If it still feels wet, you don't need to water yet. Alright guys, so I think this cinnamon tree right here is growing quite nicely as a houseplant. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you're planning on getting a cinnamon tree, or if you already have one. But if you found any information in this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more gardening videos. Until the next time, I'll catch you on the flip side of the garden. Thanks for watching.